bit of a job all weekend. And if I'm reading the TV right, I'll skip P3 or not.
Yep, that's correct. P2, P3. Great job.
Incredible. Well done, everyone. Insane. Double podium. 2 of us up there. We're coming. We're coming for red.
This is Paddock 43, the podcast, your weekly rundown giving you all things F1 from both on and off the track.
From races, trades, rumours, the lifestyle, and all the things that come with the F1 world.
We are Amy, Elle, and Pat. Let's get into it. Hello, Amy.
Hi, Elle.
Hi. Hi.
It's just us
It's
again.
just us again. Pat is in Italy with no reception, unfortunately. And it's 2023 and it just blows my mind.
But there's no reception.
We still have reception issues.
How?
But she was still able to watch the Grand Prix yesterday.
Maybe she's just partying too hard and doesn't want to be hungover.
Actually, Pat, are you sure you just don't want to talk to us right now?
She doesn't like us anymore. Pat's like, I'm done. You guys are annoying me. See you later.
No, that's not true. We know that Pat's missing this very much.
Yes, she
and
is.
I actually can't wait for her to be
I
back in the
know.
studio.
I miss my 2 brunettes.
Which would be
Whoa.
exciting. Oh, the 2. Oh, something going on over here. But we had quite the weekend.
We did.
Wasn't anything too crazy, but Australian Grand Prix on not Australian Grand Prix. Japanese
Where are
Grand
you?
Prix.
I didn't even pick up on that. I was like,
No, Japanese Grand Prix on Australian time. That is what I meant to say because it was so unusual. It just doesn't happen.
I didn't know what to do with myself. Like even on Friday watching practice, I was out walking the dog and then I got a notification on my phone and it was like practice in 30 minutes. I was like, what? I was like, oh my God, I need to go home. I was like, what do you mean?
I was in a meeting and it popped up on my phone and it was like P1 starting now. And I was like, what do you mean it's starting now?
You're like, wait, what?
Why is it not 10 o'clock? And then so I was in a meeting. Anyone listening at work, I know there are people that listen from work.
Yeah.
Hi, I hear you. But literally it was a Friday afternoon.
I don't want
Of course, I had my F1 up on my laptop. Whilst I was on my Teams meeting, so I was multitasking.
Just on mute. They're like asking you a question. You're like, just nodding your head.
They probably just think I'm looking at myself, but no, I'm looking at my phone. Just absolutely skilled. Very, very sorry to everyone at work. Anyway, I'm
you
back.
have to do what you have to do. So.
But it was very exciting. We actually had Seb join us as well. So
for the race on Sunday.
Woo! So Seb is our lovely podcast
I don't know.
dad,
yeah.
He's our podcast dad. No,
Paddock 43 father.
Seb helped put everything together to help this recording go on, and he hadn't watched an F1 race before, so that was exciting.
First he's popped his cherry with F1.
Yeah. So Seb, do you want to come in actually and tell us what you thought?
Yes, come take a seat.
This is like an ambush.
We have ambushed Seb.
We've ambushed Seb. He was not
coming
expecting to be
in.
on the podcast, and here he is.
Welcome.
So on the run sheet, I've got 3 minutes. So you've got 3 minutes to talk about your first F1 experience.
All right, cool.
How did you like it?
It was good. Like, I didn't know what to expect. Like when they first started, I probably asked the stupidest question ever. I'm like, why are they
No
going
stupid
so
questions.
slow?
There's
Yeah.
never
No.
a stupid
I
question
was
in
like,
F1.
yeah.
No.
I was like, F1's pretty chill. Like they're coming out the gates, like really nice. Then you're like,
This is the formation lap for anyone wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my knowledge just kind of went downhill from there. I was just asking you guys questions straight up.
We
but
love questions though.
It was
Yeah.
good though. We had heaps of people join us at the Orong Hotel, and shout out to a lot of people came by themselves, came with friends. Sorry.
Yeah.
And shout out to Claire who came over by herself.
Yes.
Which was awesome, getting to sit down with
We
some
had a
new
listener.
people. Yep, we had a few listeners.
Yeah,
which was
I'm like a listener.
no, we actually had quite a few. Which
Yeah, we
was
had a
quite
few
good.
listeners come in, which was
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah. You guys have got
Yeah.
fans. That's epic.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. I don't know what to do. I was like, hi.
Yeah, it was really awkward.
But I feel like it
Wasn't
was
awkward.
good karma me being there because this Aussie boy who I'd never heard of till the race came third.
Wait,
Oscar.
hang on. You guys haven't seen my T-shirt.
Yeah, 81.
Yeah.
Where did you get that? Did you make that?
Oh, it's homemade.
I was going to say, I was like, that's a home job, isn't it? Did you just
Oh,
get
wait, you
permanent
can't see
marker
it.
and...
Yeah, I sketch out an 81 on.
Oh
That
my
was rad.
God. I'm going to put that onto the podcast.
I don't have any Oscar merch yet.
Oscar, I can't
It'll-
imagine what Oscar's merch looks like.
It'll cost so much to get it.
What does Oscar's merch even look
No,
like?
it's fairly boring, to be entirely honest. So I've
The
designed
only
my
good
own
merch
merch.
is
Yeah.
Danny Ricciardo's. So.
I've designed my own. But no, Seb, you definitely came in for a very good race.
Yeah,
in my
I
opinion.
appreciate you having me.
Mm.
It was
There
awesome.
A lot
It
of
was very
people,
fun.
A lot of people online that said it was not a good race, but
Yeah,
I loved it.
I feel like it was very much a race of storylines rather than like a chaotic. Well, okay, it was chaotic in a few weird ways.
It was emotional.
Yeah,
It was emotional.
I don't know because I don't know.
There was also weird things happening. Seb got to witness Checo retiring and then
Yes,
going back out at lap 40, and he was looking at us being like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on?
That's such a trip.
And then
I
we
was
were
really
like, what the fuck is going
yeah.
on? Everyone was like, I don't know what's happening.
Everyone in the room was like, and then it said +6 laps, and everyone just
Yeah.
burst out laughing.
Like,
Yeah.
everyone was just laughing because no one knew what to do. We were like, wait a second.
the best
And then
one.
just watching the leaderboard, it's like this guy, whoever he is, 20 minutes behind. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's sounds normal.
Yeah.
Right? No.
No, not
never.
normal at all. And
Never
then it was the
happened.
best when Red Bull were like, all right, box, retire now. And everyone's
Yeah.
like,
He
that
just did
you need to
3
retire
laps.
in general. Like, you're done.
So
We'll get
can
into
I
that.
ask you guys? I never figured it out on the day. Why
Mm.
did he do that? Why did they put a car out like?
Because
super
he
late?
didn't want to serve their penalty
Right.
in Qatar in the next race. So there's like this rule in the
Oh.
rule book where it says like they don't necessarily do it, but they do it sometimes. Where it's like if you don't, I don't know what do you call it, complete your penalty
Yeah.
Yeah.
in that race, they can then I guess move it to the following.
So
It doesn't normally happen though, so I don't know why.
So can you bank all your penalties for the whole year and just drop it at the last race?
Just go to Abu Dhabi. I can't
See
be bothered
ya.
racing today.
Yeah, not happening.
Wonder if you could.
Unfortunately, I don't think so.
I don't think
no.
you'd want to. I mean, yeah, and Red Bull run the constructors, so you actually got a very good race. I mean, so Checo did obviously retire the car at lap 15 and then went back out, which I still think is really weird that you can retire a car and then go back out. Isn't the car? fucked
So I
by
think
that point?
from what I found, it was like you can retire the car, but you can go back out if you retired on your own terms, sort of thing.
So was he just tired? I don't know. Look, so he's
tired.
Red Bull still have a penalty next week. Week after in Qatar anyway, because Checo is still driving. So
Mm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Alright.
savage.
So,
I'm gonna go back out there.
okay,
All right.
you go back out. We'll talk about that a little bit more.
We'll
but
go into that later.
Yeah. Bye.
All right. So before we touch on with the rest of the race, I think we just have to address some little bits of news because it was obviously we had an Aussie sandwich of a weekend. Woo, to be Australian, or as
Great weekend.
some people commented on our Instagram, me going, I know.
More Aussie than Daniel Ricciardo over here.
Apparently, which I'm not mad
Bogan
about.
Aussie L. Well,
Not
someone
mad
did
about-
say that you are
I know.
the Danny Rick of the group.
Yeah, shout out to Matt, I think his name is. I
Was
said
it?
that. So Danny and Yuki obviously signed.
Mm.
How do you feel?
I kind of saw it coming.
Mm.
Like,
Is that because Yuki's Japanese and it was a Japanese Grand Prix? And you felt like it was timely?
no.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Is it? I mean, like, they obviously would have had that in the works for a very, very, very long time and then wanted to announce it at the Japanese Grand Prix.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think they went with experience. And if they had 2 young drivers, it could have been a shitstorm again. And the fact that I'm pretty sure Honda also stepped in because Yuki has ties to Honda in their, I think it's the Honda Formula Dream project.
So you don't think it could have been Danny and Liam?
Nah. I think it will be one day.
Well, this is apparently Liam's now signed a contract with Red Bull
I saw that.
to possibly take a Red Bull seat in 2025.
Mm. So he's
But I reckon Checo, they're going to give him until summer break next year. And if he doesn't perform, they'll slip Liam in.
that's
for the
what
rest
I
of the
thought.
season.
I was like, Liam will go in and be the reserve driver. And if Checo's still not performing, they're just going to be like, see you later. Out you go.
yeah.
Liam comes in and just.
Because I did think, I was like, oh, I could see, obviously the Logan Sargent seat is the only seat in Williams left at the moment. And I thought, I could see Liam going there. And then I was like, actually, no, why would Red Bull let him go? He's like, I'm actually bummed.
They're not going to let
As
him
much
go.
as I'm excited for Danny to come back, I'm bummed.
Me too.
Because I'm like, I want to see Liam perform.
he's doing so well. And it's like, he deserves a seat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they can't. I don't think they want to take the same risk they did with Nick. Nick DeRoos.
Risky.
Unfortunately, that kind of like
as.
ruined Liam's chances of a seat, basically.
Well, Logan Sargent might be out now. as
Logan.
well. Logan. I don't even want to say his name.
Oh my God, Logan Sargent. He is under so much pressure and he's just not delivering.
Well, Filip Dragovic. Can't
I saw
pronounce
that,
it.
but then I don't see that happening because they've seen what happens when they take risks with drivers that don't have any experience in the car.
They need to take a risk.
Well, now his
His crash tally
His crash tally
is over 3 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
They were
I was
calling it
totally thinking.
the Deconstructors Championship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw that. I was totally thinking, I was like,
right there.
imagine if they had a clause in their contracts.
Yeah.
And then for like whatever mistakes they make as a driver, and then at
Comes
the
out
end
of
of the
their-
season, that total money of like $3 million will come out of their contract.
Well, what is Logan Sargent even on? Let's have a quick look.
He's probably not even, actually, no, he probably is on 3 million. Oh, I don't know. Maybe he's on $3 million.
Oh.
What's he on?
Oh, shit.
3.5 million?
He's on 1 million.
Oh my God, what?
So his damages to his car.
A triple his salary.
Yeah. And
Ouch.
he wouldn't be paying much for his F1 license because he hasn't scored any points. So he'd just be paying the standard 10K fee. But whoa,
That's not
that's
not good. I still think they're gonna re-sign him.
oh well.
Yeah, and they'll keep him and just pray to the F1 track gods that he doesn't crash in Qatar, and then they'll announce it in the US.
Or in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi, end of the season, we've got 6 races. Usually shit goes down.
I mean, it's not that dramatic if it goes down.
It's not that dramatic, but I just want to know because I'm
Listen,
just like,
someone
Logan,
tell
like,
me.
come on.
Yeah, but
It
he's the
just-
only one to not score points besides Danny and Nick. And it's kind of obvious why Danny and Nick haven't scored points.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, oh,
Well.
Logan, what are you doing?
Oh, Logan. Well, speaking of Logan, shall we get into the weekend that was?
You forgot about Oscar re-signing.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
2026. You're wearing an Oscar
I'm
shirt
wearing- oh my
and you
God.
forgot.
I'm sorry. I just want to get straight to the race and talk about the race.
I know
And
you
then I'm
do.
like, oh, we have to talk about practice. And I'm like, I just can't be able to talk about practice.
Nah,
But
let's talk about practice.
yeah, Oscar 2026. His mum tweeted, can't believe I'm doing this for another 3
I
years.
know. Stressful. That'd be
Classic
so stressful.
Nicole.
Oh yeah, now he's 9th in the driver championship.
I know.
I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
As you were saying on the weekend, why am I like, I'm like
yeah, oh, are
tied
you
up? Yeah.
twisted?
I'm like, oh.
I was like, why are you moving like that?
Something's going on here. I'm like too tall for the seat. Feel like either I've grown or the table has gotten shorter. Something's going
Have you
on.
ridden Cairo recently?
Something's going on. Yeah, very exciting for Oscar and very smart by McLaren doing that, especially just before the result of the Japan Grand Prix.
My favorite thing was his tweet.
The
The one where it was like a what was it?
It
Like
was
a
nice
stress-free.
Yeah, it's nice to have a
contract.
stress-free contract. And then
Alpine.
Alpine just commented Homer Simpson going into the bush, going backwards.
I
Very,
was like, oh, you're funny.
very
He's-
smooth by them.
I love him on Twitter. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
saying on the weekend, I was like, I think he's hilarious on
Yeah.
Twitter. He's so funny.
Yeah, out of all the people I have notifications turned on, it's him and his
Oscar.
mum.
Yeah.
I don't really like. Sometimes
"I want
in like
more."
in Pilates, my watch is going off, and I can like see all the tweets
like,
that are
"Hey,
coming through from
Oscar,
him. It's fantastic.
what's going on? What's going on? But I reckon we talk about what were your favourite moments in qualifying?
Favorite moment in qualifying, I think, is in Q3 when Max did one lap and came out on top.
It's actually
I was like,
incredible. He was out
damn.
for blood.
I was
He
like-
was going for it.
He was proving the pudding that he is top notch.
Yeah, well, they
I
said
was
it's
thinking.
possibly one of the greatest qualifying laps in history.
I couldn't believe it. He just went
And
gun ho.
I read as well that on his old soft tyres, he was faster than 75% of the grid on new softs.
That's insane.
I was like, imagine how fast he would have been on new softs as well. Could have been a whole second in front of the grid, Oscar.
Imagine
Everyone.
being that good that you just have to do one lap. Although I also did
I'd love
like
to imagine.
in Q2 when everyone was going back out and they held Oscar back and they said, "No, you don't need to go. no point in wasting the tyres.
Yeah, because
We
what
know
did
you're
they do?
through.
Yeah,
And I
Well,
was
they-
like, there's my man.
because they did that with both of them, I think.
Yeah,
or they
can't remember
say
what
I
was
think
doing
they
with Lando.
saved their soft tires for Q3,
Yeah.
and then that's when
That's when they absolutely smashed it.
they did. I was like,
Yep.
yes.
So we also had, I think, one of my other favourite moments was in Q1. Liam Lawson was 4th fastest.
That was incredible.
That was absolutely incredible to see, and just like to be that high. Real shame that he was out in Q2. He locked up. He said there was something like wrong with I think it was the pedals, or do you call them pedals? That feels so amateur.
That's a go-kart. Pedals.
Pedals. I don't know. He felt like something was wrong down near his
Yeah.
feet, and he was saying that, and then he locked up. So something obviously mechanical happened with the car. So real shame. Otherwise, who would have, been? And Yuki had not done one racing lap since August. So when he made it through to Q3, I was like, damn.
Yeah, I was like, well, at least he's doing it at his home race.
It's been nearly a month since
Oh, poor Yuki.
he did anything.
I mean, he was just excited. He re-signed, so he was like, well, now I'm safe.
I know. And it was in Japan. But it was,
Yeah.
it was just a good day to be Aussie.
Mm.
Aussie
But, like,
Oscar. Oscar Aussie.
Front row.
Front row. Aussie
Fantastic.
Oscar. Oscar Aussie. Woo.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Yeah,
Oi, oi,
qualified
oi.
Lando on a track he's never been on. It's like, wow. I wish I could do something like that. I'd probably be more like Logan Sargent. I'd crash.
You sure not
I'd get-
Mr. Stroll?
Yeah, true. Lance Stroll.
Mm. Lancey boy.
Oh, that's the other thing I actually wanted to talk about.
Mm.
Like Logan Sargent. His crash. I don't know if you noticed, but do you remember how last week I was talking about Lance Stroll's crash and how his wheel flung off?
Yeah,
I don't know if you
noticed this. I
noticed
did
it,
notice this, and
like-
I was like, "Is this what Amy
It
was
kind
talking
of like,
about?"
yeah, strings on and just
Yeah.
like flops around.
Mm.
So that's kind of what it's supposed to do. Instead of going across the track.
What happened with all that investigation into Lance's car? Has
I've
anything
actually
popped
been
up?
able to find anything yet.
Interesting.
Not yet. So, no, it will be very interesting.
Well, it
Just
was a
wanna know.
good quali. There was lots happening. I was definitely watching it in the car. Not driving. I was parked in the car. I didn't even have time to get inside the house because I was just so excited. And to have that distance between, what was it?
Yeah, the biggest gap since.
Yeah, so to have that biggest gap, I think since Schumacher days
Yeah,
between
Schumacher, yeah.
first and second in quali was super impressive. So Max, you're a champion.
Yeah.
I give it to you. I think
He's
you came
too
back.
good.
I wanted to see how you performed this weekend after your blunder in Singapore.
He was always going to go back. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, like he's not going to perform well. And Max is just like, you know what, guys?
You know what, guys? Fuck you.
I'm going
coming back.
I am back with a vengeance. And he came back.
He was definitely back.
But as well with Oscar. Yeah, first rookie on a front row since Lance Stroll.
That's insane.
2017.
Should we just get into the
5
race? Because
years.
I think that's what we want to talk about. Because it's just
5
Oscar.
years.
It's just Oscar that I just want to talk about.
Oscar. Yes, race.
Race.
Big
Well,
moments.
Huge moments. So big that we actually put it out to our followers.
We have a few
What
questions.
They wanted to know, and a few questions and things that we definitely need to discuss. So the first question is how Checo came back into the race. So that's actually not a question. That's kind of a statement. Maybe it should be how did Checo come back into the race?
Mm-hmm.
I still don't understand this. Like, how do you retire and come back?
Yeah,
It was hilarious.
it doesn't make sense. Like, it does not make sense at all.
Like, they obviously check the rule book and they can get away with it.
Yeah, so they just found a nice little loophole. Nice penalty loophole. I think we were saying on Sunday, like the lawyers sitting there in the background, like violently. That's not the right word. Probably like violently tapping away at their laptops or whatever they use to try and find this loophole. I think it was, I found, so the main thing was, so it's like section D of this regulation contains a provision allowing the stewards to carry over a penalty if a driver cannot serve it in a race. So that's why they were like,
They had to
we'll
do it
serve
before
it
Qatar.
now.
Yeah.
Instead of serving it in Qatar. But the other thing I found, it said, should a car leave the track, the driver may rejoin. However, this may only be done when it is safe to do so and without gaining any lasting advantage.
Well, he was not gaining any advantage. He retired
Had a
at
plus-
what?
plus
lap,
6?
Yeah, it was lap 15 he retired.
Came back in lap 26, I think it was.
No, I think it was 40.
Was it?
Yeah, he
I thought it was
started. No, it
26.
looked like it was going to be 26, but I think it was like way later. And then they retired the car again for the second time in the race.
And it was like,
which-
I kind of just find it a bit embarrassing as well.
well, we have another question on that. What do you think of Checo avoiding the penalty in Qatar? How do you feel about it?
But I just think, like, take your loss, accept the consequences.
I just don't think it counts as taking your penalty when you've retired the car and you go back out.
Because you're not in the championship. Like,
Yeah.
you're not in
You're
contention
not in the race.
anyway.
Yeah, you're not in the race. Like, I don't think it counts.
I just think it's a cop-out.
Yeah.
It's
Complete.
such a cop-out.
Complete.
Like, it's not a
cop-out.
penalty. Like, you're so far behind,
Mm.
it's not going to do anything.
Oh, there were so many frustrating things like that.
A lot.
I was like, in all the constructor championship photos, I was like, "Where's Checo? Like, where's Checo in all the celebration?" And
Yeah,
I was like, and then I was
did
like zooming
notice
in, and I
that.
was like, "Oh, there he is."
And they're like they had even just every picture I saw talking about winning constructors, it just had Max.
I know.
Like Sergio wasn't in it at all.
Oh,
I was like,
I don't know. I think he's got a real tricky time at Red Bull up ahead.
Mhm.
But next question, is Logan getting sloppier each week from his race? And I want to say yes, because he should not have crashed into Valtteri Bottas like that.
Yeah.
That
You'd
was
think you'd have a little bit more experience than
Well,
that.
he said, I expected like Valtteri to go around the other side of me. But Valtteri was already on the
He was on the
outside. Valtteri was on the
inside?
outside overtaking.
Oh,
And
right.
Logan's
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
expected him to come on the inside instead.
You can't just expect what a driver is going
No,
to do.
you're not fucking on high straight indicating.
Excuse me. I'm
Yeah.
in this position. You're not going.
That's why I say he's not, like, he's got to go. Like, and then.
I just think they should have had him as a reserve driver for a little bit longer. I feel like they put him in way too early. He could have been something good, but
Amy
he
over
could have just
here
been put
is just
in.
always sticking to our guns of backing up Logan.
I know I am. Why do I do this? I'm like, no.
You can change your
could
mind.
be
It's
good.
fine. Look at me. I have like made my own personal Oscar merch here.
After saying Oscar was boring.
Yeah, that's because I didn't know who he was, but now I'm obsessed with him.
Now, I saw someone talking about it the other day and they were like, now everyone is on the Oscar bandwagon.
Yeah. that's
Everyone's
like-
just jumping on because he's going well. Because when he replaced Danny, everyone was like, who is this kid? Like, we don't want
Yeah.
him. We want Danny. We hate him. And then now everyone's like, oh my God, Oscar.
Oh,
And it's
no.
like,
Well, we're gonna have two
when you
Aussies
just,
on
like,
the grid next year
saying that-
in Melbourne.
yeah. Oh my God, what are we going to do?
I'm gonna cry. I cried on Sunday, which makes me lead us into our next question.
Mm-hmm.
Should fans dial back the expectations of Daniel Ricciardo and just be happy he is on the grid?
Yes.
So you don't think he's going to perform?
I'm not saying I don't think he's going to perform, but people would just like leave the guy alone. Like, it's hard enough being an elite athlete.
Yeah.
And it's even harder when you're trying to come back into a sport like Formula One where it's global, everyone's watching you.
I think it's also harder as well because he's sort of like within that age gap of like Alonso and Lewis and all of them. And they're like clearly champions of the sport. And Daniel's kind of
Yeah.
like still hanging on.
I've seen like posts where people are saying that he needs to retire, like he's not good enough. He's like, best days are gone. I'm just, no, I think he
Nah.
could still.
I think he's still got it in him. I also
Yeah.
think Red Bull just like want to keep his smile on the track. So.
Yeah. And his marketability.
Exactly. I think that's what people want. All right. Well, next question. Loving these questions, by the way.
These are fun.
How long into the next season will Lawson replace Checo?
Before halfway.
Yeah, I reckon summer break is like the be and end all. That's when they'll make a decision.
I'm so excited for summer break next year.
I know it's so far away.
many drivers are out of contract and it's going to be a bloodbath and I'm so excited.
Oh yes.
I'm like, yeah, it's so fun. Literally, almost, I'm sure it's like 90% of the grid are up in 2024.
Jesus.
It's going to be so much fun.
Oh my God. All
RIP
right.
to us recording these podcasts.
Yeah, well, should then I guess should Mercedes have
Well, do
told
you
George he is the second driver
What?
in the race? Do you reckon George will stay with, or do you reckon he'll get frustrated in the race? He was getting real
Oh
frustrated.
my
at
God,
Merc
they were
and Lewis. They were fighting.
bitching like two schoolgirls.
They really were.
I was like,
But there
wow,
was a lot of
guys.
teams bitching like that. Lando was bitching
about
Oscar at
being
one
too
point.
slow.
Yeah.
Mm.
and then Lando overtook him. Which then posed a question. I was like, at one point I was thinking, I was like, do you reckon Oscar is threatened about being number one driver?
As in Lando's being
As in Lando's.
it?
Yeah.
I think so. But then I also just think like Lando's already got so much more experience than Oscar.
Oh, a lot more.
So he's safe in that regard.
Yeah.
But Oscar he's steaming up there.
It could have gone either way. Amy's just knocked her funny bone. But
No, I heard it today.
Oh,
I've
so she
knocked
heard it.
again. I'm like, ow, this hurts. I need to like have my arm in a sling.
well, the last question that we got, reasons why Carlos is still smoking hot. I don't even know how to answer that because I don't even know if that's like related to the race.
His new girlfriend. You know how you get like a glow when you're in a new relationship?
He's in the honeymoon period.
Yeah, he's tanned in the honeymoon period. Isa is slaying TikTok. It's got to be addressed.
Shit. Oh.
Anyway,
Right.
moving on.
All
Back
right.
to the race.
What were your highlights in the race?
My highlights. I just find Sergio's performance so intriguing. Like I do kind of feel like it was a semi-ish boring race. Not like boring, but it was like there wasn't anything that was like, oh my God, that was amazing.
The start was slow.
Yeah, the start was kind of slow. Like you had Oscar kind of positioned into dive bomb on Max, and then Max just went almost pushed him off the bloody track. Lando had a fantastic start, and then there was bloody Sergio and Hamilton and Bottas and whoever else at the back that decided to bump into each other. Poked myself in the eye. And then Sergio Perez was like, I'm going to play bumper cars with everyone.
Oh.
And I was just like, what are you doing? Like, you are such a good driver, but what is happening inside your brain?
Do you reckon it was entirely his fault, all of that? I mean, 2 wings gone.
Yeah, well, like the first one, not really, because I think it was turn 1 that he collided with Hamilton.
Yeah.
It's a tight corner, so it's like something's bound to happen. So that really wasn't his fault. But then on K-Mag, I was like, you are in the best car with the best DRS. Why are you trying to overtake this man on the hairpin? Like, what are you doing? Just wait till you're around the corner and just fly past him.
It was frustrating driving from him, wasn't it? It was just like poor form, in my opinion.
Like, it was just, very poor decisions, very immature. Like, you've been in this sport for such a long time. How are you still making those mistakes?
It's, look, Checo.
Yeah, and even like
I think
K-Mag.
after that, he was sort of out of my books. So have to see how he goes in Qatar.
Yeah. Even K-Mag said it was like a desperate move.
All of those moves seemed desperate. Like throughout it, there were so many DNFs as well. Williams double DNF.
Yeah.
Again, like,
was that again?
Was that again?
I don't think so.
They did it.
Wasn't that the first time though? But having 5 drivers retire, like Bottas, Sargent, Perez, Albon and Stroll. When was the last time we actually had 5 drivers retire? And the worst bit was you didn't really see why they retired. Like at one point Logan was in the pit for like 5 minutes, and Claire that was at the viewing with us was like, Logan's been in there for a while. What's he doing? And I looked, I was like, oh my God, yeah. And then all of a sudden it was like out.
The broadcasts
like,
were not very good at showing us why people were leaving.
Yeah.
Also, can I just put it out there?
Mm-hmm.
I understand that F1 is a British brand or whatever, and they're all British commentators, but it's a global sport, and they were acting like only Britain was the country watching.
Oh my God, yeah.
No one else was watching.
Like, and all the Brits getting up at 6 a.m. I was like, knock it off.
It's like, welcome to our life every other weekend.
Yeah, every weekend. Our sleep schedules are so messed up.
It's like they just forgot about the rest of the world. Like, also a lot of other things they were talking about. And I was like, okay, what's going on here?
What was your favourite?
My favourite moment was probably some of the radio conversations. I think there was like some pretty hilarious ones. going
a little
around
spice.
going around the track. Who else? It was Charles or Carlos talking to their engineer, being like, "That was my trick. They took my
Carlos.
trick."
Yeah.
Just like they were all spitting the dummy out. A lot of them, which was
So who was it? I think it was the Mercedes boys that were coming up. And Lewis didn't give George DRS.
Yeah.
And Carlos was like, they're using my trick on me. But then Lewis wasn't giving George DRS.
No.
I was like, oh.
No. I think they were probably my favorite moments. But then the last like 5 laps, I felt very emotional
Watching it, yeah.
Watching it. I just was so happy for Oscar. And I was just like, come on. I was so scared something bad was going to happen. I was like, one of these Ferraris
Like George
is going
last
to
week.
get in front. Yeah, I know. That's what I was,
I was
worried
like, oh my
about.
God, please don't crash. Like whatever you do.
I just wanted a papaya sandwich.
Yeah.
A papaya sandwich should happen every single weekend, and I'm here for it.
I agree.
And also, I predicted Oscar on the podium, so
Wait,
I was
we both
really
predicted
happy.
Oscar
Yeah.
and Lando.
Yeah.
I said Lando for the win, but he got second. I was like, God damn, can you just...
No.
You've had 10 podiums and you haven't had a win.
The win. No, well, it's the win on our podium because we do
true.
2, 3, 4.
I think he's
so,
like
that's fine.
won. He's basically won all races now.
So that's fine for us. But my driver of the day would, no doubt in my mind, is Oscar. But also, I thought Lando performed very well
yeah,
as well.
they did.
Mm.
I thought Lando's start was phenomenal. And he did, I just think he drove well. So did Oscar.
Yeah.
But then I just thought they weren't like anything incredible.
No, there was nothing stand out, but they did fight off those, like, George and Carlos behind them as well. Like,
Scary.
something was going to happen. Like, but
God.
I think they were just getting angry at each other's teammates more than anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And also, don't you find, I was thinking about it before, but Oscar has such like Kimmy energy.
He does a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just like,
Oh, he's so
cool.
chill. He's so
great job,
humble.
guys.
I will say this though, I felt so bad when he was standing on the podium, and it's his first F1 podium, and he gets given this trophy like the Japanese have done, and you kiss it and you get the flag. And all I kept thinking about was like, that looks like a laser hair removal machine.
Oh my God, it does.
Or
it does. You
or
click
like
it and it's like,
yeah, or
up.
like an air purifier or something like that.
Oh my
like,
God, yeah.
sponsored by Dyson.
Yeah. It kind of looks like a Dyson
I
air
felt
wrap.
bad that was like his first F1 trophy. That's what he gets.
I'm sorry, I have made no disrespect, but I think they were the ugliest ones of the season so far.
It was just a shame.
I was like, it would have been better if you had like one from Hungary where it was.
yeah, or a trophy. I was like, anyway.
Yeah.
I did see Oscar's mum. She put up on Twitter
Did you?
all
I
his
haven't
like
seen it.
go-kart trophies from like 10 years ago. And she was like, can I throw these out now?
Can I throw them out
And
now?
she was like, I'm doing some spring cleaning.
She's like, ew, get rid of it.
Do I need this
Don't
anymore?
need
I was
it.
like, classic.
But at
mum.
least they were like probably nice, like shiny gold ones.
Oh, they were like participation ones as well. Some of them were just
It's like the school participation ribbons.
That's what I used to get for athletics. You wouldn't have. You
Oh
would have
my
been
God.
good, but no, I got them for athletics.
My first ever race, I came second and I cried because I wanted to win so bad.
How old were you?
Oh, I was like kindergarten.
Oh, I thought you were going to say last year.
Last year. Probably. I'd probably still cry. No. No, maybe I would. Anyway, back to Oscar. No, he's just doing what like McLaren wanted him to do.
Yeah.
They must be so happy with him, and Alpine must be like hating life.
Spewing. They booked up massively, but I'm glad he's there. He had obviously the upgrades that Lando had last week in Singapore.
Yeah.
Definitely was good in his car.
Like,
Now-
what are they putting into that McLaren? I'm sorry, but those upgrades are just phenomenal.
Magic dust.
Magic
Wingardium
dust.
Leviosa.
It's floating.
Harry Potter is over there with Hermione Green. Okay, we're talking shit.
Anyway.
This is what's going to happen because now we're having a break and we're just going to go crazy. We have one more. I feel like
Yeah.
there's been so many breaks lately,
I'm sick of them. Can they just
Yeah.
stop?
but we go into Qatar. We have a sprint.
My favourite.
I reckon you got to get around it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Maybe one day.
They're good.
No, they're okay.
Last time we had a sprint, Oscar
I just
also
wrote that
performed
into my
really
driver
well.
of the day.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry, we just kept talking. Yep.
Totally forgot. I was like, who's my driver of the day?
Oh, she's pissing herself laughing, so that does
You're
not
gonna
mean
be
anything
like,
good.
Esty Bestie.
that because he didn't get any penalties?
Basically, yeah. No, but
Okay, talk me through this decision because I need to understand it.
well, he had a good one-stop strategy.
Mm.
A lot of them had two. And he was hobbling around on 3 wheels for a while
Yeah.
with a puncture in the other one after a collision.
Corrosion.
After a collision with Bottas and
Mm.
Albon. And I was like, you know what? You did well. Esty bestie, solid effort.
She's too nice.
I was very
Fair
happy
enough,
with him. But the other thing I totally forgot to mention, did you see I can't remember, it was like somewhere around the end of the race, Pierre Gasly's like tantrum.
Oh, yeah. What happened
Yeah.
there? So they went to do something. Yeah, explain it.
Pierre was let through by Ocon to attack Alonso. Didn't manage, and then Alpine started pleading to him to give the position back to Ocon before the final corner. So then he slams on the brakes and let Ocon through. And then he rages.
He was not. Did you see him put the finger up as well?
Yeah. He put
Yep.
the finger up. It was like, it was so dramatic. I was like, bro, you're 9th and 10th. Chill.
They're all very dramatic.
Yeah.
They're
I
all
think you have to
super
be dramatic
dramatic.
as an F1 driver.
Yeah, you have to be. We've actually
Off
just
you go.
whilst we've been speaking, we've just had one more question come through.
Oh, have we? What's
Mhm.
the question?
Is Sainz considered number 2 driver? He is considerably more consistent and level-headed. I don't even know if he was ever considered number 2. I feel like they were pretty equal.
Yeah, I feel like, yes.
I feel like they don't do
I
one
feel like
and
they're
2.
equal as
They
well.
just judge on the day, like who's got the better pace.
Whoever's just doing better on the day.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it should be.
Mm.
Like whoever's performing on the day should have priority, I guess.
Priority.
Priority boarding.
So there you go. I think your name is Cody, that I can see, South Australian. That is what we think about that one.
The Yuki versus Liam start
The what?
at the start of the race with Yuki and Liam.
I missed that. What?
Oh my God, it looked like personal.
Okay, take me through. What did I miss? I was sitting with you. What did I miss?
Obviously, Yuki was ahead of Liam at the start.
Yep.
And then Lawson, he like tussled a little bit into him to get past him just before the yellow flag came out. And it was just kind of like back and forth for a while. I was like, this is personal.
Yeah, Yuki definitely
like,
he wanted to finish on top. That's for sure. That's
Yeah. Because Yuki started, it was 2 places ahead. So Lawson.
Waltham.
Lawson, I said it again.
Now you're just going to say it.
Lawson
Mm.
fired up when almost went straight past him, almost bumped him as well.
Yeah, well,
was
it was
like, oh,
Yuki's home
damn.
race. He wanted to perform well. We knew that one was coming.
Yeah. Apparently Liam was like, no, it's not satisfying that I was able to beat Yuki. In my head, I was like, surely that would have been so satisfying.
It would have been so satisfying.
I've been like, yes,
What?
I beat you.
That doesn't make
And
sense.
you got the seat, but then also like,
I wish we could see Liam in Qatar.
he'll be in Qatar.
They reckon Danny's coming back.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're on different sides of.
There was reports today saying that he'll definitely be back driving in Qatar because it's still
Oh.
another 2 weeks away. So
I saw
months
they
recovery.
still thought he wasn't at like 100%.
yeah, well, if he's not, he's not, and then we get to see Liam, which I'm not mad about at all.
Mm.
I'm keen to see him again, but
I
also
think he'll
keen
be
to
back
see-
by Vegas.
You reckon Vegas? So that's not till November. End of November. That's a
Oh, is it?
while away. That's like 18th of
Or is it
November.
Austin? No, Austin, sorry.
Oh, Austin.
not
I was
Vegas.
gonna say.
Yeah.
It's like surely not. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. And it's a sprint weekend. Be interesting to see how Liam will perform in a sprint.
Imagine if he like gets a podium.
Oh my God, get his little plaque that Oscar complained about. Is this even real?
It's a fake one.
Does this even count?
This is
Doesn't
horrible.
even count.
I
Well,
don't like it.
before we clock off for this episode, I was just, gabbling about on our Instagram, trying to see what the people were thinking and doing and whatnot. And I thought I'd ask what some F1 pickup lines are. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, like, why not?
Why not?
May as
So
well.
I'm going to read some to you because
oh my God, I'm scared. I'm so glad I haven't. So I've been logged out of the account. So I'm very happy I haven't been able to like log in and look at them.
yeah. You can call me Checo because 99% of the time I'll let you finish first. This one.
God.
Are you the Red Bull pit crew? Because you make me go from soft to hard in 2 seconds.
Oh my God. How are people coming up with these?
Are you a corner? Because I want to crash into you.
Oh my God. They're so sexual.
I can be a good team player like Checo because I'll finish 20 to 30 seconds after you.
Oh my lordy Lord. Wow.
With my long straight and your curves, we can make a damn good track. This one's my favourite.
Oh my God, I'm scared.
This one's my favourite. I want to go purple in your sector.
But that sounds like you're gonna give the person like syphilis or something.
Are you Max Verstappen because you'll be finishing on top?
Oh wow.
Yeah, very all sexual. But
Oh my God. You know what? Oh my God, that'd be no, actually that's probably illegal. Never mind.
What?
I was gonna say we should open like a I don't know, a dating app account and then like just send people.
We can't catfish people.
I know. That's what I said. I was like, wait, no, that's probably illegal. Never mind.
We can't cat. Tom and David would be like, why are they setting up a?
No, but I'll send them to. Actually, no, I'll send one to David right now. Right, read me. What one should I do?
I want to go purple in your sector.
Oh my God, no. Like,
All right. Are you the Red Bull pit crew?
wait, are you the Red Bull?
Are you are you going to be Max Verstappen tonight or Checo, who's finishing first? I really hope my parents aren't listening.
Oh my God, I'm like.
She's typing. Oh, here we go. I want to see what she's actually written. She's writing an F1 pickup line. I want to hear more F1. Oh, I'm looking at it. Hang on.
That?
Oh, are you the Red Bull pit crew? I can't even read the rest of that. That is not suitable for work.
Send it.
Brown, brown. All right, we're going to leave you on that note and we will be in your
Ears in Qatar.
Ears in Qatar. Well, we'll be with you next
Qatar.
week. We still have next week
Oh,
before
yeah,
Qatar
true.
goes. So
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we'll give you your pre-race next week.
your pre-race next
Because
week.
it's too early.
Yep. But if you've loved the episode, please leave a little review. We do love the reviews. We like to see
We like
how
your
it's going,
questions.
and we like the questions.
Lots of questions. They're fun.
Getting very interactive on the Instagram at the moment, which is really fun. Having everyone comment in. So
Absolutely loving it.
loving it. And if you get any more F1 pickup lines, please let us know because I feel like they can only get better.
100%. I'm like, they could get so disgusting. We probably won't be able to say them.
No, but I want to read them.
I don't know, me too. I want to read them all.
It'll be like unzipping the Dolly Doctor section when you're little.
Oh my God. I remember when I used to have to like rip that section out completely. Yeah. No, my mum would actually rip it out. She'd be like, no, you're not reading this. And I was like, what do you mean,
I used to
mum?
steal my sisters and like go through it.
I want to know how to.
Cluck, cluck. All right.
Cluck, cluck.
Call her daddy's not here.
Alex Cooper.
All right. Bye-bye.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Oh my God. We forgot to mention Max Verstappen's podcast.
Oh, yeah. Max doesn't like podcasts.
I know. Yeah. So that's what I was going to say. So
Okay. Well,
does that mean he won't come on our podcast?
no, because he'd love this one.
Because we're the best.
Okay.
Okay.
We
Anyway.
talk about F1 pickup lines.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
See you later.
You're using my trick against me.
Yeah, old school pass, good job. Head down.
No, I'm gonna go and get him.